Real Life is an interesting game, filled with a lot of tutorials, branching paths, and an incredible amount of replayability. What makes it especially interesting, though, is that each playthrough is different from the rest, allowing for every individual player to have a unique experience of getting rejected by the cute girl in history class. I personally have had some interesting experiences in my playthrough, and so I decided to make a video about some things on my mind recently, because I can do whatever the heck I want now that I've changed my name. I know I'm going a little out there right now with the whole beyond gaming thing, but trust me, I can't talk much about my life without it eventually coming back to gaming after a few seconds. This is because many of my relationships in real life have been deeply influenced by multiplayer video games, and the way they turned me against my only blood brother when he somehow gets a blue shell in 4th place! I was recently at my grandma's house for Sunday dinner when my 8-year-old cousin Jackson asked to go upstairs to play some video games. When we got up though, he soon found out that my older cousin had taken the N64 to his house, and only left games like Glover and Ocarina of Time. The only other console left there was a Sega Genesis, which is like owning a 5-star restaurant, but only having an Easy Bake Oven to cook with. But I actually had that Easy Bake Oven at home, so I took the games to my house, so I could play Sonic 3D Blast at home, and then wish I didn't have Sonic 3D Blast at home. Speaking of things I don't have at home, my big brother's looking into getting a dog for his house. Of course, this dog would have to be named Remington, with the prefix Duke to match that of the Muppet. But he also thought it'd be a good idea to have a team of organized puppies to do tricks, sort of like Pokemon, but with less indoor pee-pee. It got us thinking about how we really have to catch them all when getting puppies. After all, dogs are like Dragon Ball Z games. You get one and then buy 18 more during the Steam summer sales. Of course, you first need to actually get that first dog, which my mom said I can only have if I reach 100,000 subscribers. So make sure to send this video to everyone you know and have them subscribe to spite my mom. I wasn't very popular in high school, mostly because I was barely a tolerable human being at that point in my life, and didn't realize normal people showered more than twice a week, but also because I created the competitive Smash Bros. Melee Club, which should give you a clue as to just how many girls were into me back then. Of course, I didn't just play during club hours. No, I also played during lunch in the library, because you see, the lunch aides can't stop you from leaving the cafeteria if you never enter to begin with. One risky move I pulled, though, was just staying in my AP Chem class once lunch started, and playing Melee on my teacher's laptops. Some of them ran surprisingly well, and I'd even bring my third-party GameCube adapter, so my friends could play with a real controller while I used my Turbo Virgin powers to destroy them on the keyboard. Miss B wasn't always happy about it, but it's okay, because I helped tutor some of the students in class after I stopped getting 40% on the tests. Speaking of chem class, there was this one time I thought a girl in my class liked me when, spoiler alert, she didn't. I thought she wanted me to ask her to prom, so being the absolute soy boy I was back then, I legitimately asked her if she wanted me to ask her. I honestly don't know how I ever got a date for prom, to be honest. Fun fact though, I even have footage right here of me at prom. Just kidding, of course. I never went to prom. I was too busy practicing my ledge dashes and hating myself for accepting another match request from a Luigi. One thing I wish I could make videos on is anime. If you watch any of my videos, you can usually tell what anime I'd been watching at the time of making it, since I usually find some way to reference either the anime itself, or the shame I felt after spending 10 hours straight watching Lucky Star. But I'm honestly afraid of making videos on them because I don't have the gonads to spend time working on them without being afraid of losing my work to some stupid copyright strike. I'll say right here though, I'm a certified anime watcher, and so I can confidently say after rewatching all the seasons for the 17th time this year, that K-On! Is the single most prolific piece of art to grace humanity, and anyone who disagrees should learn that you can't disagree with objective facts. I have no idea whether or not anyone will enjoy this kind of video, or if it'll even get any views at all since it's so different from my usual content, but for those of you who have been watching, feel free to comment on how you feel about this style of video. If you don't like it, if you do, if you just wish I'd go back to being a rip-off parody, or if you think I'll be the next Scott the Woz or Nakey Jakey or Donkey or whoever else I want to rip off once my videos actually start reaching a wider audience. Either way, I hope you'll stay around for more of my oddly controversial opinions that people for some reason think are jokes.
僕がキラだ